Hello, everybody. Thanks for jumping on Lunch and Learn today. So today's topic is going to be twofold. I'm going to spend just a couple minutes on team building, and then the rest of the time is going to be on how to make sure that you have 3 to 5 new bookings in the next 24 hours. Who could get excited about that, right? All right, so let's talk about sharing the opportunity. I want you to write something down for me. I want you to write down fight for the interview. Now, I don't mean physically fight, obviously, but I mean fight for the interview, because they don't know what they don't know. Right? They don't know what Mary Kay is about. They don't know that we don't have a monthly quota. They don't know that probably it's 50%. There's a lot they don't know. And you don't want to just regurgitate a lot of information and overwhelm them with too much stuff, but fight for the interview. Okay. So I'm going to just give you a few things. First of all, you have to realize we are enriching women's lives, right? And we're looking for leaders. We're looking for women that want to make money, that want to make a difference. So think about this. If you got to go to a event where Mary Kay, the woman, was speaking, and they said, well, all you have to do is get a red jacket with 3 active and you get to go meet the woman, Mary Kay, meet her in person. How many of you by the end of the month would get in red? Like, no matter what you had to do, who you had to ask, you would get into red to be able to meet the woman, Mary Kay. It's literally making that type of a decision. So attitude is either the lock or the key. Okay, but you can't have one without the other. So you've got vision, passion, and purpose. What is your vision for you and your life, and the vision you want to share with others? What are you passionate about? And what is your purpose? So I will just say is level up. You know, it's time is now to move up the ranks. It doesn't matter what the economy is doing, right? Don't limit your dreaming. So what you could do is at every virtual event or every reorder appointment or every in-person facial, you just say to them, to complete our pampering or to complete our event today, or whatever you want to say on that part, it's my policy to share the Mary Kay story, or I always want to share the Mary Kay story. We don't advertise for team members. In fact, we hand select who we want to work with. So if it's okay with you, I'd love to give you a little bit about my story. You know, or you could say, I'd love to give you a little bit about the Mary Kay story. And you could start with Mary Kay and then how it's impacted you. It doesn't need to be long. In fact, you guys, your Mary Kay story should be under 3 minutes. That's really, really important, because you're going to lose their attention. You're going to lose them. But I would say to them right before I start to share is I would just say, to complete today's pampering, I always want to share the Mary Kay story. Because, you know, we don't advertise for team members, we hand select them. And I will tell you one thing, it doesn't cost anything to listen. And so then it kind of gives them that opportunity to be open to the possibilities, right? And I always say to them, I use the word what if a lot. You guys will hear me when I'm talking to you say what if a lot. And I'll say to them literally, well, what if, Jen, this could be exactly what you're looking for? Just keep an open mind while I share for the next few minutes. And so I might preface that 3-minute sharing with a 60-second, this is what I do to complete this thing. It's my policy to share the Mary Kay story, because, you know, I don't advertise for team members. I hand select who I want to work with. And, you know, it doesn't cost you anything to listen. But what if Mary Kay could be exactly what you're looking for? So let me share with you. And then I would go right into my share. Does that make sense? So that was just something I wanted to share with you, because I think what happens is I was talking with 2 consultants yesterday and going over some things. Their comments to me were like, oh, well, she's not interested. She's not interested. I said, well, how do you know she's not interested? Oh, well, she's really busy, and oh, she's got this going on or whatever. And I'm like, no, you don't know what you don't know, right? You literally don't know. So it's super, super important that we take time to share, because they can't say yes or maybe if we don't give them information. Okay, so now let's segue into talking. I'm going to tell you guys the information I'm about to share with you guys. You can get at least 3 bookings in less than 24 hours. So who's up for the challenge? I am. All right. So first of all, I'm going to give you 2 different sample scripts. Now, these are typed in the chat section, so you can always pause the video and look at the chat section. I don't know if the chat section is saved. I think it's saved. If not, then I can somehow copy and paste these into something. Okay, and I will read these as well. All right, so there's two different techniques. You can pick whichever one you like. You can even change it up a little bit, but they're pretty direct. They're pretty to the point. So get this. I'm going to make a list of people that I really want to do this with. And I'm specifically thinking about the 2 new serums that are out. So I'm looking at my PCP list going, okay, I know in here there's at least 10 really good parties. Even if your PCP list only has 40 people on it, there's 10 really good parties in there somewhere. So what I'm going to do, this is important, before I send out a text, I'm going to send an authentic, positive voice message. Now, it could be just a voice text on Instant Messenger. It could be on texting where you can hold the little microphone down and talk, but it needs to be a voice text because they will hear your excitement and your enthusiasm in a voice message. They're not going to get that from a text. Okay. And so let me go ahead and hit the submit button in here so that you guys can get a chance to sort of read along. So it says on here, before the text, send an authentic, positive vibe voice text. And it could say something like this, like, hi, Rhonda, it's Diane. So this is literally what I'm going to record. I'm doing a really fun new thing that I thought you would love, and I want to invite you to it. So Mary Kay just launched 2 serum boosters, one for hydration and one for wrinkles, and they will take years of aging off your skin. They're a really hot new product in the industry, and I have this idea to teach anti-wrinkle and hydration beauty sessions. You get to experience skincare and the new boosters, and I'm doing these at my house on Friday and on Saturday, or virtually on Monday. I'll text you more details. And so I might leave that voice message, and then I'm going to text her a little pic collage that maybe has a picture of the boosters. It has a picture of maybe a before and after, or a woman. And, be careful of ethnicity. You want to be multicultural. So make sure your models and your pictures on there have all different races on there. And so you could be booking for people to come to you if you feel comfortable with that on certain days, or do it virtually on a day. So I would send this out and really, really get excited and promote that. Does that make sense? So that's one option. And that would be to your customers. That would be to anybody. I mean, I'd look at my customer base and I'd think, who wouldn't want to do something like that? The other thing you could do in that text is in your voice text. After you say, I'm doing this at my house Friday and Saturday, or virtually on Monday, I'll text you more details. I want to ask a question. Typically when I send a voice text, I want to do something that's going to get them to chase me. I always say, you guys hear me say this all the time, I don't chase people, people chase me. So how could we put a little twist on the end of that to get them to chase us? It could say something like, you get to experience skincare and the new boosters, and I'm doing these at my house Friday and Saturday, or virtually on Monday. I'd love to get your opinion. So look for the info below and text me back right away so I know you got this. Something like that in the voice. Then in the text below, keep it short and simple. Put a little pic collage, and in there you want to put the picture of the product, maybe some happy faces, and call Diane ASAP for your anti-wrinkle and hydration beauty session. Now, at this point, notice I'm just booking her to experience these products. I'm not talking to her yet about booking a party, right? I say that I want to invite you to these new products are launched, and I want to invite you to an anti-wrinkle and hydration beauty session. Once I book her for that session, then I'm going to turn it into a party. Okay. So if I reached out to Claire and I said this to her, and Claire texted me back, sounds like fun, what's the next step? Or you could even put that at the bottom of the text. You could say, want to know what the next step is, or something. So it just gets an interaction. So I'm going to book her to come to my house on Friday or Saturday, or do it virtually on Monday. Once I book her, then I'm going to say to her, well, you know what, if you're coming on Friday anyway, I really want to do these serums with 30 women. I need to get 30 women to try them. Who could possibly come with you, Claire, on Friday? She goes, well, probably my sister. And I say, great. She goes, actually, my sister-in-law might be able to come. I said, oh my gosh, if you can get 2 people, if you have 2 people come with you, I have a special gift for you. And I might hold up a gift and say, well, oh my gosh, well, if you'll bring 2 people with you, you won't believe this, but you're going to get to choose as a little early gift, either a deluxe gel mask sample, or not sample, but a deluxe gel mask, or a deluxe of the charcoal mask, and let them choose one. So that could be if she brings 2 people with her on Friday to my house. Does that make sense? Now, if she's going to do it virtually, I would do the exact same thing and say, oh my gosh, well, I really want to get 30 women to try the new boosters and get their opinion. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but Diane, we don't have samples of the boosters. I get that. However, you can use those little snap down containers, and because the boosters, are of a gel form. So as long as they're not in the mail for a long time or exposed to heat, I think you'd be okay. I'd probably put 4 drops in one little container and maybe 4 drops in another one. So they could try them both, because you can't share the container. They're too runny. That won't work. All right. So that's one option. All right. Now let's go over a script that could be for another option. And this script says, you could put this in a text. It says, how are you? Well, I'm taking my business virtual, or this could be a voice message. I could say something like, Claire, how are you? I'm taking my business virtual and I'm really nervous. I'm calling you because you're one of my favorite people. You're one of my favorite neighbors. You're one of my favorite customers, whatever she's your favorite of. What would it take? Now, this is where you're bold and you're direct. What would it take to get you to book a virtual pampering party with me? We can do it on Zoom, and it's simple, with or without samples. Plus you get half off shopping. What would it take? So you just literally put that out there. Now, if you wanted to put the serum and boosters spin on this, you could. You could, if you've been already working virtually for the last year or two during the pandemic and you're not nervous, you could just say, well, I'm taking my business virtual at a whole new level. The company has a new digital, this is what I've been saying. We've got a brand new digital flip chart that I absolutely do not know how to use, and I need to master it in the next 2 weeks. What would it take to get you to book a virtual pampering session so I can get the practice? Plus the boosters are out. So you could use the virtual flip chart as a reason. Or the third option would be is just use the product and just say, well, I'm taking my business virtual with the new anti-aging and hydration boost. I wouldn't even give them details. Say, I'm just taking my business virtual with the new boosters. And I'm a little nervous because I'm nervous about having people try everything. And because you're one of my favorite customers, what would it take to have you book a virtual pampering party with the boosters with me? We can do it really simple on Zoom, with or without samples. What would it take? And then just be quiet and see what her response is. She might say, like I had one gal say, well, no, I can't, I'm not interested in doing that, Diane, but I'm very intrigued by the boosters. So I spent a few minutes talking with her and she ordered both of the boosters, sight unseen, not tried. I showed her a picture. I held them up. I showed her one before and after picture, and that's it. So there, you will have people that'll just want to buy just because they want to buy. Now, I'm also going to mention one other thing, and this is some idea that I got from Jen Bessaker, is women, I find you need to give them an incentive. You need to give them a reason to book. Now, what we've always used and what Jen Bessaker has always used is something like this mini lip gloss collection. Well, the mini lip gloss collection is a section 2 item. So this doesn't count toward you earning your bracelet. This doesn't count toward Star Consultant. And I just, which is fine, but it's $5, right? So let me ask you, instead of giving them this, what if you offer them one of these? Okay, these retail for $18, right? Which is your cost $9, which means how much do they cost you? $4.50 each. So they are actually less expensive than this, and they count towards your star, and they count towards your monthly bracelet, and they count towards your sales court, and they count toward everything, which is why I've just ordered 40 boxes of these, because now there's no limit before they sell out. So now what I'm going to do is when I reach Claire, I say, well, Claire, you know what? If you will book a virtual session with me, you get a booking gift right now, right out the starting gate, regardless of your party sales, regardless of how many people show up, you automatically get a gift. Would you rather have, you get to choose between the charcoal mask, or would you prefer to have the hydrating gel mask? Which would you prefer? And I'm going to have an assistant or somebody come over and just probably I'll get like pale pink tulle netting, and I'll just cut them in squares and gather up the tulle and like tie. I mean, you can pay a 14-year-old to do this, right? Or throw them in a cello bag, whatever you want to do, but just put a little bow on here and just say, did you want this one or this one? And then she goes, I want the charcoal mask, and say, absolutely. All right. So when are we going to get together? Let's pick a date, and then I'll make you a quick invite and I can have you text it out. And do you want to do it with samples or without? So I will now turn it into a party, right? And then I'm going to say to Claire, okay, Claire, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this in the package and I'll put it in with your samples. Now, some of you might be saying, yeah, but you're going to give her a gift before she even holds it. You know what? I think I've only been probably stiffed in my whole career, maybe 2 or 3 times in my whole career by someone who I sent a gift to who didn't hold their party. Usually they're going to hold, especially with it being virtual. Okay. So that's just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to offer them this as a booking gift if they book now and they confirm their date with me. And then I will make a really quick pic collage and an invitation. Okay, so do you guys see how simple this is? This is about you guys figuring out What do you want to do? So let me just go back and review. We actually had 3 different approaches. One approach was, I'm going back up here in the texting, is before you send the text, you send an authentic voicemail, which I highly recommend, that just basically explains to them that you're doing this thing with the new 2 serums. Okay. And so if you want to shoot a video like that and post it and text it a little video, you could do that. You could go on any one of the little, just go on your phone and you could hold up the 2 boosters and you could just say into your phone on a live video feed, say, hey, I'm doing a really, because they know it's you and you don't have to say their name, right? So you could just say, I could pre-record a video for Claire and say, hey, it's Diane. I'm doing a really, really fun new thing and I thought you would love it. And I want to invite you. Mary Kay just launched these 2 boosters, one's for hydration, one's for anti-wrinkles, and they'll take years off your skin. They're our hot new product in the industry. And I had this idea to do an anti-wrinkle and hydration beauty session. And I really want to invite you. You get to actually experience the boosters. I'm doing one at my house on Friday, another one on Saturday, or I can do it virtually on Monday. Text me back right away. Tell me what you're thinking, or something like that. And so it would get them engaged. They see you, they see a video, they hear your enthusiasm, and it's going to be less than 60 seconds, way less than 60 seconds. And just hold the boosters up in your hand. Okay. If you by chance don't have them yet, you could hold up, I don't have it here right in front of me, a picture of the new lookbook, because the new lookbook, that's what's on the cover, is the 2 new serum boosters. And I apologize, I don't have a lookbook right here handy, but anyway, you all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so that is one approach. The other approach would be to use I'm going virtual. There's this new flip chart, because this is what I just booked 3 parties doing, because you guys, I am so used to doing it on PowerPoint and screen sharing. I was a disaster the first time, not a disaster, but it was definitely not smooth the first time I did the company's flip chart. It's great to use though. It keeps you on task. Your parties are shorter. It's quick. It's concise. So then I could just say to Claire, hey, how are you? Guess what? I'm taking my business virtual with a new flip chart. So I've already been virtual, but I'm using the new flip chart. And I'm honestly a little nervous about this. And people love you being transparent. They love when you say things like, I'm not comfortable doing this or whatever, and say, what would it take to get you to book a virtual party so I can learn how to do this? We can do it on Zoom. It's super simple, with or without samples. Plus you get a half off shopping spree. So what would it take? So you guys, it's short, concise, but you have to ask. If you don't ask, they won't know to say yes or no. And sometimes we go all the way around the topic and we never ask. Well, it would be really fun. You could get samples, you get this, you get that, and we never ask. So instead, maybe downplay some of that and just say we could do it with or without samples. It's going to be a ton of fun. You get a booking gift, and don't even have to tell them what the booking gift is. Say you get a booking gift. What would it take? And then if they bite and say, yes, I want to do that, or that sounds like fun, or I'm interested, or maybe, then I would explain more detail. But you guys, you literally can do this. All right. So how are you going to start? You're going to, when you're done with this video, you're going to grab a piece of paper and you're going to write down 10 people in your life. Could be customers that either love you, 10 people that love you, love the product. They'd come rescue you on the side of the road, even if they don't live local. Like if your best friend is 4 states away, but if your car broke down at midnight, she'd come get you, write her down. You may be a sister-in-law, maybe a gal you went to college with. Even if you're not in constant contact with her, maybe you haven't talked to her for a year, but she's still a pretty close friend, then yeah, put her down. So you want to have at least 7 on your list. So 7 to 10 would be where I do. And I would literally just start with the very first person. Figure out, are you going to promote the new 2 boosters and you want to do the new hydration anti-aging boosting thing? Or are you saying you're a little nervous about going virtual with the new flip chart? And you don't have to say that you're nervous. I just am very transparent with people. And if I need help, I'm not really good at asking for help. So when I do, and I become a little bit more relatable and vulnerable, people really respond to that. They really, really do. So be prepared with your date book right by your side. And I know some of you don't do a paper date book, but I still do a paper date book. So you want to have your paper date book handy. So when she says to you, okay, well, I could probably do this day, you can look in here and say, okay, where can I fit her in? So if she says, oh, that sounds like fun. Now, if you guys are in a state or a location where you can do stuff in person, I would totally do that. And then you will break open one of each serums to use on you. But those are also your testers, because remember, you're going to just drop them in their hands. Nothing's going to be touching skin. Okay, so you guys, the challenge after you watch this is you have 24 hours to get a booking. I'm giving you a lot of time to get one. I know I should probably say 4 bookings in 24 hours, but I want to have 100% success rate on this. So you guys, as soon as you watch this video, text me and let me know, okay, I just watched it. And then from that moment, you have 24 hours. Now, if you get 3 bookings within that 24 hours, and this is on the honor system, text me and I'm going to send you something outrageous in the mail. Okay, so the second you watch this, I want you to text me that you watched it. And it tells me when people watch the videos on it'll be loaded up on YouTube. So I just know you guys, this is going to be, you guys literally can go from whatever you've got on your date book to double, triple, quadruple it just by using one of these 2 approaches. Okay. And if you guys, I will also save the chat. So if you guys don't have these, I'm pretty sure you can see these in the recording. And if not, then I'll just make sure they're typed up and ready to go. All right, you guys, let's make this a booking blitz. Today's Friday. You guys, by Saturday, tomorrow at noon at this time, you guys could have 3 new parties in addition to what you've already got. And if you don't have anything, then you've got 3 new parties. All right, you guys have a great day. So I was just asked a good question. So Diane, what are you going to demo at these hydration anti-wrinkle parties? So I'm going to do the 3D skincare, unless it's a group of women that want to do repair. So it'll typically be 3D skincare. Then they're going to put the anti-wrinkle boost on first. Then on top of that, they put the hydration boost. Then they're going to put their nighttime moisturizer and eye cream. And then believe it or not, I'm going to end it with the hydrating gel mask because I want them to sleep with that on. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I might get rid of the gel mask, but I don't know. I'm going to wait and see. I don't know. I sell so much gel mask. I think it's such a great product. So at this point, that's what I'm going to move forward with the first couple of parties. It'll be skincare. Then the boost for wrinkles goes on your skin first. Then the boost for hydration goes on next. Then while those are soaking in, I'm going to have them do their eye cream. Then they'll do their night cream. Let that sit there for a minute. And then they can do their the hydrating gel mask. And then they'll sleep with that on. Now, if it's an in-person party, I'm also going to do satin hands and satin lips because those are also hydrating type of products. So I thought I'd answer that question for you.